Okay. Hey guys, welcome to yet another episode of Club Live. I hope you all are having a great evening today. We have Ningla. She is born and raised in Africa, Mozambique, and she has done her makeup training from Vancouver. She is a spectacular glam makeup artist. We love her glam looks, and today she's going to be demonstrating her signature look, which is the glitter eyes. And I'm so excited to have her here today with us. Ningla, why don't you unmute yourself and introduce?
Hi guys, so I'm Ningla, and today I'm just going to be showing you, how I do glittery eyes, and this kind of eye look you can easily, you can go out for a party, or if you're going for a wedding, or if you're going, anything that if you're going for a glam look, you can do these glittery eyes. So shall we start?
Fantastic, Ningla. We have a few questions for you first. We know that you've already done your base. Tell us, what did you do to your base and what kind of base suits this look the most?
Okay, so I started with a clean face. So I just washed my face with a face wash, and then I applied. This is the Recode oil that I did. So just a few drops of this before applying the foundation, and then I applied. This is the Forever 52 foundation. So this is just like, it's very reasonable, and everyone can actually go for it. It's really nice, and it's in the shade 006. So with this kind of, like, if you want glittery eyes, so it's up to you. If you want to go for a matte look, you can use you don't have to use this oil. If you can use a gel based primer. If you're going for a dewy look, which I have done right now, this is the Recode oil that I've used. So just a few drops of this oil, and then the foundation. I blended it with the beauty blender here. Make sure your beauty blender is damp, then apply the foundation, or you can always use a foundation brush. Before, just mist it with the setting spray, and then start blending it.
Fantastic, Ningla. Why don't we go ahead and get started? Super excited to see your glitter eyes.
Yes, same here. So okay, so let's start. So I'm going to be using the Morphe James Charles palette for this look. So I'm going to go with the blending brush. I'm going to start with this orange color right here. It's this one. So I'm just going to do the upper crease first. So just always remember, whenever you're applying the eyeshadow, just hold your brushes from the back. It gives you a more, softer blending as compared to if you pull it from the front here. Just give you a harsh line. So, just keep blending. So this is like a light orange.
So, Ningla, a few questions. You're using an orange as your base shade for the lid. What other colors would you recommend for a glitter eye, and how do you pick these colors?
Okay, so because I wanted something a little bright on the outer corner, on the outer lid of my eyes, so this is why I went for orange. But otherwise, you can always go for a light brown shade. It goes with all of the colors. Either you do blue, or either you do black, or smoky eyes, or any colors. Brown is such a neutral shade that it goes with everything. I'm just going for orange because I like a pop of color, it won't, because I'm using brown on the lid. So if I'm going to use brown here, it won't show. So there's no contrast. So you want some contrast, like something, if it's a brown on the lid, you just want something either yellow or, any color, any neutral shade you can apply here. So just keep blending until you don't see any lines. So like, imagine if you're putting, if you're putting a blue shade on your lid, you can apply a purple. For your outer over here where I'm applying orange, you can apply purple shade, because purple and blue go really well. Or, if you're doing like pink glittery eyes, you can apply a light brown shade and then put a pink in the middle, put some shimmer. You just have to remember whatever shade you're applying here, just make it light. You shouldn't, you can always apply, you can also apply this shade here on the lid as well, but this one's going to be darker and this one's going to be lighter. That's it. Okay, and now I'm going to be, so I'm going to be taking this shade for now. This is like a light brown orange. So I'm going to take another blending brush. And where I've done this shade, where I'm just going to go below this. Here on the line, where my moon ends, where the crease, where my crease is, this is where I'm going to start the other shade. And I'm going to blend. So basically, blending is the key. I mean, you have to blend and you have to be patient. So
why don't you share a few blending tips with us and our viewers right here?
Your brushes need to be good. If you want to, if you want to go for reasonable brushes, make Revolution brushes are good, or even pat brushes are really reasonable and good, and Real Technique brushes are also good. But if you want to go on the expensive side, Morphe brushes are really nice. Morphe, because those are the brushes that will help you in a cleaner and a neat blending. If you want nice blending, your brushes need to be good. If your brushes are not good, you're not going to get good blending. And blending, this is what you do. You always hold the brush from here and you blend. So you just keep going back and forth, just like this. Soft, soft. Until, you don't see a line, you see that your color is blended, your blending is done. So just like, circular motions, and you keep blending. I'm going to do this side. And and one more thing, like before starting your eye makeup, because I had already applied the concealer and, I powdered it with a setting powder. So always set your eyes with a setting powder as well before applying, because, a lot of sweat comes on your lids and your eyeshadows tend to crease. So it's best that you, apply a good concealer and dab it. And whenever you apply concealer or foundation, always dab it rather than, just dragging it. Never drag your foundation, just dab it always. So this is done. I'm just going to take a flat brush and I'm going to So this is the shadow that I'm going to apply. It's like a dark brown. This. I'm going to mix these two shades. So this is kind of a light brown. I mean, because of the lighting, it's looking like orange, but it's like a light brown, and this is dark. So dark and light. I'm just going to mix these two shades.
Okay, so before you go ahead with that, Ningla, I have a couple of questions that our viewers want to ask. Firstly, can you repeat the shade or the name of the palette that you're using?
Yes, I'm using the Morphe into James Charles.
Got it. Secondly, Dimple wants to know till which part of the crease do you have to apply the shade?
Okay, I'll tell you. So, so the first shade is the outer crease. So if you go here, so where your lid ends. So there's a bone right here. Okay, so this is the moon. So you apply the shade on top of that. On top, not over here where your brow bone is, but just on the top. So this is where your first shade is going to go. And the second shade that's going to go is where your moon is, where the lid ends. So the first shade is where the moon up above the lid is where this bone is. And then the second shade is where the bone is here, where the, where your moon is here, this crease, where your crease ends. This is the second where you're going to apply the second shade. And you're going to keep blending. And you have to blend. Like you just go in circular motions. So you're just going to keep like going like this. Softly and just going to keep blending. And if you see, if you have any harsh lines, just take a brush where you have no makeup on it, when there's no shadow, and then just keep blending it. So it just gives you a cleaner effect.
Okay, and lastly, what are some finishing techniques to finish the outer eye look, like the outer eye shade, I suppose?
As in, what are you talking? Is it like if you're talking about a liner? See, if you apply a liner, or like how, like
I think what Payal wants to know is any technique of finishing the eye look at the outer corner. So when you're blending the shade, is there any particular technique?
Okay, yes. Okay, I get it. So what you have to do is that, you take your blending brush. So it depends upon you. If you want it to be in a wing shape, where your liner goes. So like if you want it in a winger shape, if you want it, so then all you have to do is just, when you're blending your shadow, you just have to go like this. You're just going to feather it out like that. That's it. So that will give you a wing shape. If you don't want that effect on yourself, if you just want a simple basic shadow and you just don't want that wing effect, you're just going to circle it inwards. From the outer corner, you're not going to go this, you're not going to wing it, you're just going to go inwards, circle it and go inwards. So these are the two basic things. Or you can, if you have a hard time doing it, you can always apply a tape here, and then that's where your brush will end. There you go. And you can always clean this up later on with a wet wipe or with a little bit of makeup remover, and then just clean your eyes like that. So either you can wing it or you can circle it inside.
Okay, let's get going.
Yeah. So I'm let's see this. So I was going to apply the shade. So I'm just going to apply it on the lid here. I need a mirror. So it's just going to go on the lid. That is it. I'm not going to go up here because the shadow is already blended. So I'm just going to pat it. Then I'm just going to apply it on the other eye. So when you're done applying on the lid, then you just take your blending brush and then just take a lighter shade of the color that you used. Either you can use the first shade that I used, or you can either use anything light that will go with match. And just here where your crease is ending, where your moon shape is. You're just going to apply that color, and then you're going to keep blending. Don't go over on the lid. Don't go on the lid. Just blend that color. Keep blending it.
Could you also please tell which blending brush you're using right now?
This is by Pack. This is how it looks. There's no number written to it because I got this. It's like a whole. It's like 24. It's a 24-piece brush set that I got from Ningla. Pack brushes are really good. I mean, they're super soft and they're reasonable as well as compared to Morphe or matte brushes, because that one brush that costs you like around 3,000 if you just buy one matte brush. So then the shade that I took on the lid, that I applied on the lid, I'm just going to take this shade again. And I'm going to blend again now. Right on the lid here. Where my just going to keep blending. And this. And then just after this, I'll apply the glitter. just keep blending. So I know a lot of girls, girls lose a lot of patience in blending, and they're like, whatever, I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm just going to apply the glitter. But please, have patience and blend as much as you can. So I'm just going to do the other eye, and I'm going to keep blending. So I've just taken the same color that I applied on the lid, and I'm blending where my crease ends. Just gonna keep blending. And
Okay, so while Ningla blends,
yeah.
I know that most of our viewers right now are club members, but if you are not a member at Airblack, I'm going to attach a link right here in the chat box, and you all can click on it and register to be a member and attend many more such sessions. So Ningla, tell us what you're doing, and we have a couple of questions here. Aarti wants to know, what is the best eyeshadow glitter palette that you would recommend?
See, glitters, I love Lit Cosmetics. They have the best glitters. And I love Lime Crime Diamond Dew. These are liquid glitters, but they're really nice. See, as a palette, if you want to go reasonable, there's this palette called Delancey. So it has a whole set of glitters, but the glitters are okay. I mean, I personally don't really like them, but yeah, if they're okay, they're reasonable also, but they're okay. They're like chunky glitters. But if you want good glitters, Lit Cosmetics, they come in separate small boxes. They come in like this. So this is how a lit glitter looks. And Diamond Dew, the one that I'm going to be using is these are liquid. These are from Lime Crime. So these are the best glitters, and even Forever 52 glitters are really good. They're reasonable but really nice. Delancey is something like, this is also good. This is how the Delancey palette looks like. I mean, they're reasonable, they're okay. I mean, I wouldn't really recommend them, but it's okay if you're going to do tutorials, or if you're going for a night out, you can, because they're really chunky, so you have to use very less of them.
Got it. So tell us what you're doing next, Ningla.
So I've just taken a clean brush, and I'm just, blending the outer. So it just gives it a cleaner look. That's it. And then I'm going to start with I'm going to apply the kajal now. So I'm not doing a wing liner. So this kajal is from Recode that I'm using. I'm just going to apply it on the waterline here. It doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you can just apply it, because I'm just going to smudge it out anyways. There you go. So it's a very rough. I'm just going to take my smudging brush. See where it's good. And I'm going to smudge it. So this is the smudging brush that I'm going to use. And I'm going to. So I'm just going to go over the liner. Keep smudging it. Sometimes, see, you don't feel like doing a liner or anything. So this is like the best way, it's an easy way as well. So I'm just going to.
Can you also please share the brand of the kajal again?
It's called Recode. Recode. So I'm just gonna keep. Okay. So I'm just going to take a black shadow on top of it just to give it a smoky look. So I'm just going to take black. I'm just going to apply it on the kajal. Just on the kajal here. And then I'm just going to take my smaller blending brush. And then I'm just going to feather it out. So I like doing this before applying the glitters so that, you know, because if you apply the glitters before, then you're doing the kajal, the glitters, you know, they tend to fall out. So it's better to... So whenever you're doing glittery eyes, or whenever you're, you know, doing anything where there's going to be a fallout, it's better to do the foundation afterwards. Like do the eye makeup first and then do your foundation and your... So, you know, when you're applying the kajal, so there's no end to it. So the best thing is just circular it, just, you know, just circle it inwards. So there you go, just giving it a smoky finish. I'm just gonna clean my under eye because...
So here, Ningla, can you also tell us how you're cleaning out the fallout from the eyeshadow and what are the tips that you have?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
So can you also share some tips as to how you're going to clean the fallout from the eyeshadow? And because we know that you've already done your base, how do you retouch it a little bit?
See, what I do is, because see, I wouldn't recommend you know, doing this, because right now if I have already done the base and if I'm going to wipe it off, that means I'm going to be wiping off my concealer and I'm going to be wiping off everything. I would always recommend, if you're doing any glittery eyeshadow things, or if you're doing any kind of you know, heavy eyes, I always recommend to do the eyes first and then do your makeup. Right now I'm just applying a little bit of concealer on my beauty blender, and I'm just going to, you know, clean it up like this. That's the only way I can, you know, you can do it. Otherwise, if I'm going to use a wet wipe, it's just going to get removed. I wouldn't recommend doing this. This is just a tutorial that I'm showing. So, you know, this is why I'm doing this. Otherwise, you know, it gives you a gray, your under eye will look gray. So always do it before applying the shadow. Or even if you have done your base and you still want to do those glittery eyes, you can always put a tissue paper here and then, you know, do your blending and then apply your glitter. That's the only way you can do it. Then there will be no fallout. So I'm just applying a little bit of concealer. So there's not much of a fallout. So this is done. And so I'm going to be applying Diamond Dew. This is in the shade Starlight. So this is how it looks like. And I'm just going to apply it on the lid here. And I'm just going to dab it with my finger. You don't need glue in this because it's already, you know, it's already there. These are liquid shadows. So there you go. And you kind of just blend it with your finger. So this is very on the subtle side. If you want to add more glitters, you can apply the chunky ones, which I'll just show you. So this is how it looks. Just these are very subtle glitters if you just want. But if you really want them to pop out, so this is the pretty Too Faced Rich palette. And these are the glitters. So these are how the glitter looks like. So I'm just going to take this with my finger only, and I'm just going to apply it here on my, just to pop them out. And you don't need glue for this because you already have something on your, you already have that liquid glitter on your lid, so you don't need it. So it just pops it out.
Also, is there any color to the glitter that you're applying? The first liquid one and also the Too Faced glitter?
Yes. So this is more, it's like, this is like a golden champagne. They're like, it's mixed together. And the one that I used on top of it, it is more of a, let's say, this is like golden. This is proper golden. So you can always mix these two glitters because it's kind of similar. It's just that I wanted to pop out. So if you're going for a subtle one, this is more than enough. You don't need much. If you want to go for more, a little bit more, so you can just add. So I'm just gonna put it on the, there you go. So I'm just applying it in the middle here. I'm not going in the, in the outer corner or the inner corner. I'm just applying it in the middle, and then I'm just blending it towards where your bone is. So even if the glitter, goes on your kajal, it's fine. It's, it won't make much of a difference. And I'm just patting it. So there you go. And this is the Too Faced highlighter. So this is like more of a bronzy. I'm going to use it for my brow bone here. Just take any, blending brush.
Before you proceed with the highlighter, we're sure that is there any fallout from the glitter that you applied on the lid? And if there is, how does one clean it off?
See, as I've mentioned earlier as well, if you're doing glittery eyes, do your eyes first, then do your foundation afterwards. But if you have applied your foundation, you can always put a tissue paper over here, and then when you apply your glitter, or what you can do is you can take your setting powder, any baking powder you have or anything. If this is matte, this is a translucent powder. So take any fluffy brush, just dip your brush into it, and then just swipe it off with the setting powder. So what will happen is all the glitter that is on that is here, it will just brush away. But a few glitters will be here, so it's better to do it before. But still, if you have done it, you can always use a setting powder, and with a fluffy brush, just swipe it away. Because the liquid glitters don't really have a fallout, right? So there's no fallout on this. And even that glitter that I use, they basically just stick on your finger. So the only if you're using a loose glitter, those are the ones that really have a lot of fallout. So I'm just going to be using the highlighter. So for the brow bone right here. So I'm not going till here. I'm just going from where the arc is, where the arc of my brow is, and I'm just going to apply it here. Just to make it pop. That's it. Apply it. So I'm just going to be here. So see, some people do like kajal, on their waterline, but some don't. So you can either leave it like this, or you can put a white eye pencil on your lower lash line, or if you don't, you can put a kajal. So I'll be going with the kajal if you want that smoky effect. So I'll be using. So even this kajal from Cold Confessions, this kajal is also really good because you have to make sure whenever you're using a kajal, it should be smooth, because if it's hard, it is not going to blend. So always remember, if you're buying a kajal, it should be smooth so that it can blend out and feather out. If it's a hard kajal which is really matte, it's not going to smudge. So Forever 52, their kajals are also really good and reasonable. So I'm just going to go on the lash line. I'm going to apply the kajal on my waterline. What you can always do, if you really want, your kajal to go here, you can always take your kajal and, go in your inner corner like this. So there's no gap. But only do that if you're not gonna put, highlighter over here. And I'm just gonna take my smudge brush and I'm going to blend out my kajal. Because the kajal is already really soft, so it'll just feather away. You don't really need a black shadow to smudge it out. And please never put liquid liner on your bottom, over here, because it looks really bad. It's better to smoke it out rather than, just putting a liquid liner here. So there you go. So it's all smudged out. Whenever you're, when you have applied a kajal on your lower, on your waterline, so always remember when you have done it, so always give it a contrast, like either take a brown shade, or if you want to do purple, you want to do any other shade, just, give it a contrast over here, so it'll look good, rather than just like, black under the eyes. So I'm just going to take, this is a light brown shade. It's like orange or what. I'm just going to use my smudge brush. And I'm just going to go underneath the black kajal that I've smudged.
Okay, so for all those ladies who are watching us, if you're creating the look with Ningla, please do post it on Instagram, tag us and tag Ningla, and we'd love to see it. And I'm sure Ningla would love to give you some feedback.
Yes, please, yeah, please do tag us and just share the pictures, or post it on your stories so that we can. And you can do this look with any other color as well. It's not necessary that you have to do with orange or brown. You can do, purple, blue, or you can do pink and silver. So there are a lot of color combinations that you can go for. I'll just clean, and the look is done, and I'll be applying the lashes, and then the look is completed.
Okay, so before you go forward to the lashes, we have a couple of questions here for the lashes. Firstly, how do you clean them out? And secondly, how do you apply them with precision without ruining your eye makeup?
Okay. So, your lash glue should be really good. It's Duo. That's the name of the lash glue. It's DUO. That's the best lash glue. I mean, our Huda Beauty is really good as well. So whenever you're applying the lash glue, always wait for 30 seconds at least for it to dry, and then apply the lash. And one more thing, always measure your lashes before applying the lashes. If they're long, just trim it. Just trim it a little bit, and then just see, if it's not going out your outer corner of the eye. And if it's perfect, then just apply a lash. Just apply, or you can take a cotton bud, an earbud, you can even apply the lash glue. The easiest trick to applying the lashes is I just take, any old liner brush. If you have, you just dip your liner brush in the glue, in the lash glue, and I apply line over here. And then I take my lashes, I apply, lash glue on top of that. I wait for it, and then I just apply it. So what happens? It sticks on. It won't move. Whereas if you just apply the lash glue on the lash and then you're just taking them, sometimes it keeps moving, and then you have to wait for it to dry. Because if your eyes are watery, it will not stick. So you have to wait. Either it's better to do it before your foundation, apply your lashes and then do that. So I'll just be showing you. I'm just going to use some setting powder, and I'm going to clean up. So I'm just using this setting powder. It's from MAC. It's a translucent. I'm going to apply the lashes. Okay, so these are the lashes that I'm going to use. These are very basic, but they're very reasonable though. So
here, a viewer wants to know which part of the lash do you actually trim? So can you show us?
Yes, I'll show you. So, I'll just show you an example. So you can't really tell in this lash because if you see both the sides, they're pretty much the same. But usually when you buy other lashes, because these are very reasonable, these are basic lashes. The ones that if you buy from the smaller side, you will see a small side and you will see a long side from here. So wherever with this, that side is the side which is longer, you're going to trim from that, not from the shorter side. From the shorter side will always come and in the inner corner of your eye. The longer side will go here. So this is why your lashes go like that. But if you see if your lashes are same, I mean, there's no shorter, there's no longer, they're both long. So you can just trim it from any end you want. But if your lashes, if you see there's a shorter side here, the lash is shorter from here and the lash is longer from here, always trim from the longer side. And trim a little bit. Don't go really, cut a big length and you will regret later, what have you done. Just go small by small and just measure it. So you just take your lash and then you just measure if your lash is fine. If it's fine, you can go ahead with it. If it's not, then you just take a scissor and cut from the longer side. I'll just take it.
So Payal wants to know, how do you clean your lashes before applying mascara, your natural lashes, because there's fallout. So what do you do for that?
How do I clean my
how do you clean your natural lashes before applying mascara if there's fallout?
See, what you can do is you can just take a spoolie. Wait, I'll show you. So this is a spoolie. It comes with your, with your brow brush as well. So you can just take it and then you can just, before applying the mascara, you can just go on your lashes like this. So whatever fallout is there on your lashes, you can clean it. Generally, you don't have that much of fallout, to be honest. You can just take a tissue paper and you can just, go with it. So this is the mascara that I'll be using. This is from Forever 52. This is a really good mascara. It's reasonable and really good because sometimes, you go for Too Faced, though they're expensive as well. They also kind of give you the same effect, but if you're getting the same effect in a reasonable price, then why not? Forever 52, this is the best. So I'm going to try and then 1 second. And always invest in a good eyeshadow palette because if you're not, the eyeshadows are not going to be that pigmented and you're not going to get that color that you will get in other good palettes. Because eyeshadows don't really, finish that quickly. So it's better to invest in a good I'm going to apply it on the lower lash line. And then, sometimes what happens is when you apply the mascara on your lower lash line, sometimes, you get your mascara, tends to, just go on your skin like that. So the best trick is to, let it dry. When it's dry, when it's completely dry, like then you just take your setting powder, any kind of brush, and then just, slowly, just brush it away. It'll just come out like that. So you don't have to remove your makeup or, do anything. Okay, so let's start with the lashes. And I just want to take my duo lash glue. So my tube actually broke, so I just put it in a little jar here. So this was the liner brush I was talking. Any old liner brush, don't do it with your new brushes because your brush will get destroyed. So it's any old. So this is just a very thin brush. So I'll just take my lash glue. This is like the easiest way. And I'm just going to apply it on my lash line here. Where you apply the lashes is where I'm going to apply this glue. This is like the easiest way because so that it just sticks on easily rather than, takes a lot of time. So this is how I like doing it. I'll just take my liner and just go over it. And then I'm going to go on the other one. There you go. And then I'm just going to take this lash. So always clean your lashes. If there is glue, you just have to, hold it from one end and then just take the glue out. Just like pinch it and take it out. Just don't go really hard. Otherwise the band will come off. And if you want to clean your lashes, clean them with, it's a micellar water. It's called micellar water, but there should be no oil in it. If there is oil, it will get destroyed. So just basic. So I've put the lash glue and I'm just going to wait for like 20 seconds and then I'm going to apply it. So always remember to use a good lash glue because if you're not, your lashes are not going to stick. Because especially if you use lashes from Huda Beauty, those are expensive lashes. So if you want them to be maintained and everything, so always clean them with micellar water where there's no oil, and your lashes will be good to go. Just take like two cotton rounds, those two cotton pads, and then just soak them up, and then just pull out the glue with the tweezer. So I'll just apply the lashes now. So always apply the lashes from the center. So just just go and just apply it here. And just one tip as well, those who are not really good at applying lashes, it's better don't do your under eye makeup first. Then just do your lid makeup first, apply the lashes. When you're done, then you go ahead with your lower. Because otherwise sometimes what happens, it starts smudging because you're applying it again and again. So it's better to do your under eye makeup afterwards. So I'm just gonna take the lash and I'm just gonna, so there you go. And so it sticks. It doesn't move when you're, when you have applied the lash glue here. So it doesn't move. And always, whenever you're applying, 1 second. I think I've applied the 1 second. This is the one. That was meant for the other eye. There. This is better. So there you go. And if you want to apply, if you want to hide your band, just go over it with a liner or a black shadow with a smudge brush so that your band gets hidden. I'll just apply the other one. And so it does take some time. just press your natural lashes with your, with your other lashes, with your 4 lashes, so that you cannot see your natural lashes from below. So always just press them. So these are very heavy lashes that I've used. These are like bridal lashes. If you really want to go for a really, glam. Otherwise, you can just use some subtle lashes.
Okay, so for all those who are asking for product names, Ningla, I would request you to drop in all the product details in the comments when we save this live stream so that people can go back and refer to the products that you've used.
Sure. So when I'll be, so you want me to upload all the products?
All the products that you've used. I think our viewers would love it if you add everything, the brand of the lashes that you've used and the mascara and all of it.
Okay, done. I'll be mentioning all of the products that I have used, and I'll also mention the foundation on the lip color, everything. I'll just mention everything, the brands and the shade. So yeah, there you go. I mean, lashes are done. So
Ningla, I would request you to come a little closer to the camera so that we can see the gorgeous eye look.
Yeah, sure. So this is how you can see. So this is how the look is looking. So the glitter is just here, I've just dabbed it like this. You just take the glitter and dab it in the middle and then just go on your bone till here.
That was fantastic, Ningla. I think this looks super gorgeous. I hope all of y'all loved recreating the look with Ningla. Again, if you did recreate it with us, please post your picture and tag us, tag Ningla, and we'd love to see it. Also, for those who are not members at Airblack, I'm dropping in the link again in the chat. So click on it, become a member. And yeah, Ningla, it was amazing having you here today. Thank you so much for teaching us this fabulous look.
Same here, thank you, for having me and, showing everyone how to do these glittery eyes. So, I had fun.
We had a blast and we hope you all had fun too. We'll see you again next week. Thank you so much, Ningla.
Thank you, Radhika. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, I'm here. Wait.